So this is my 10-day post-op video. It is November 21st, 2019, and I am 10 days post-op from phase 2 of Interstim, so my permanent implant. My last video, I was really struggling pain-wise. The pain got better. It still hurts, but it only hurts if I am doing too much or if I bump into it. And I am confident now, as I wasn't in my last video, that it's my incision itself that is hurting me. I don't think it's the device. It's definitely not what the sensation feels like when I do feel it. I really think it's the incision itself. And just because of where it is on my body, it's one of those spots that it's hard to avoid things touching. So my pants, my underwear, when I sleep, it's getting touched, and I can't avoid that. I can't wear jeans. That feeling is still too much, but I do still have all the stitches and stuff in, so maybe once that comes out, I can try jeans again. I did try no-go, living in leggings, which honestly I'd be doing right now anyways, so not much different. Another thing that hurt, and I didn't know it would hurt, nor did I anticipate it hurting. I tried wearing heels yesterday, and I took a few steps and just, no go. So again, I still think it's from just the incision itself, because they do go very deep in there to implant the device. So I was essentially cutting through a lot of stuff. And I know, me personally, my doctor said he put in a lot of extra stitches to be absolutely certain I had no risk of anything opening up, etc., with the fact that I am a parent of a 4-year-old. Yeah, it's just the stitches, really, that are bothering me the most. The whole area is just a little tender. It's not swollen. It is healing very, very well, though. It's at the annoying, itchy stage when you have stitches, because it's healing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As for my retention, I am struggling to find the right setting for me. With my Medtronic device, I have 8 different programs, and then of course within the programs I don't really know what it's called, honestly, the going up and down thing. They told me to not just do it and then be like, oh, okay, it doesn't work. I have to actually give time to try the different ones. I don't know, maybe because I'm impatient. I don't know. I'm working on that. Hopefully I'm going to figure it out. Right now, I tried program 2, and while I had it on program 2, I got this weird sensation, like it happened one time, and it happened when I was at work. It scared the crap out of me. It was almost like, it felt kind of like a shock, but TMI, but the only way I can explain it was I felt it in my kuka hole. I felt it in my kuka, and it scared me. It scared the crap out of me. I turned my device off immediately because it freaked me out that much. It did happen one other time, but it wasn't as bad as that one. So after that, I went back to program 1. I'm on program 1 right now. I was at a 1.3 earlier today, but then by the end of the day, I kept feeling it in my leg, so I reduced it to a 1. And right now I'm okay, but I know I was struggling because Monday night I got up 3 times to urinate, which isn't good. I was definitely retaining, but I was frustrated and I didn't want to cath to see how much, so I kind of dealt with it. But if it happens again, I know I definitely need to cath to see how much I'm retaining, but I'm really enjoying not catheterizing. It is so awesome to not have to do it. And I even felt confident enough in my Medtronic device that I moved my catheters in the bathroom so that they're not right next to the toilet, but they're away from the toilet in like an area where I have stuff I don't use often. So I'm confident enough I was able to do that. I mean, it's definitely working. I don't pee nearly as much as I did. And I do more output. So that's why I'm not peeing as much, because I'm not retaining. Yeah, so long story short, still sore, but I think it's the incision. Still trying to figure out the settings. That's trial and error, and I know it's different for everyone. I will get my stitches out on December 3rd. Yeah. I can't think of anything else I had to say. Oh, I did. I got my card from Medtronic in the mail. That has the serial number and stuff for me to use at the airport. And everything like that. And it also has the medical alert thing on it that says like MRI conditional, which means for my Medtronic device and everything, I can only have an MRI in my head. So with previous medical issues I've had, we decided it was best for me to get the medical alert bracelet to specify no MRIs, because to determine what the MRI conditional means, they would have to call Medtronic and all that stuff. I am fully aware they are in the testing final stages of releasing the new Medtronic device that will allow for you to have MRIs. It was considered waiting, actually, for that to be available before doing my surgery, but my infections were getting too bad. So maybe when the time comes, the batteries have to be changed, we can think about changing my device. But right now, no MRIs. So I have the card. I'm going to get the bracelet that specifies no MRIs. I just feel like with previous medical issues, they would jump the gun to do that, and I don't want the stuff that says in the warnings to happen. I also put on my medical ID on my iPhone, so if it was an emergency, they could click that. That I can have an MRI of my head and everything, and that I have an Interstim implant, blah, blah, blah. I have it in various locations so that if anything happened to me, someone knows that's in my body. And a big part of that also was triggered from the fact in my previous video I mentioned how I went to the emergency room and the doctor had no clue what I was talking about. So a lot of that made me do that as well. I actually think I'm going to add Medtronic's phone number to the comment on my medical ID on my phone that says the no MRIs and that I have an Interstim implant. Yeah, so anyways, 2 things just based on comments, questions I've gotten, and things I've seen others say. This is awesome. It is Bactine Max Pain Relieving Cleansing Spray. I started using this. I couldn't take the pain anymore of the incision. I use this. I still use the Neosporin too, but I like this at night because one, it's a spray, so like you could just spray. Ooh, it's still going. You could just, ew, it kind of smells. I guess I didn't notice that. Anyways, yeah, I like it because it has the lidocaine in it, so it kind of helps numb and, ew, ugh, it's getting in my mouth. I don't recommend just spraying it in the air. Ew. It has that lidocaine stuff, so it helps numb the area. I like it. I like to spray it before I go to bed. Yeah. But other than that, I use Neosporin too, constantly keeping the area clean. And I'm so sorry. This stuff this really was not a good idea to spray in the air. And I'm 10 minutes into this, so I'm committed now. Yeah, if you're having trouble with the pain or even just for the ease of being able to spray this, definitely recommend the Bactine Max. I just got it at Walmart. And then this I had before I got Interstim, but I realized how much of a difference it did make for me during the recovery of both phase 1 and 2. It's a pillow. I had a hip injury, which I also mentioned in my other video. When I was younger, I was about 16, and when that happened, I don't like my legs touching when I sleep, so I put this between my thighs, and it keeps like my hips equally separated. But it helped a lot for the purpose of my Interstim device because my hips were even, so it didn't feel as much like it was pulling, and it also helped with the battery pack. It's super hard to explain, but even if you didn't use this specifically made pillow to put between your thighs, for people struggling with the sleep, I recommend folding something up like about this size and putting it between your legs when you sleep, or just sleep on your stomach. Those are really the only options. But the sleeping does get better. It was definitely more annoying during phase 1 because of that stupid battery pack. It would just be digging into my ribs if I slept on that side. So people in phase 1, just know the sleeping on your side gets better in phase 2. Yeah, this pillow is called Contour. I don't know where I got it. Honestly, my mom bought it, and I saw it in her room, and it wasn't even for me, but it was in the package. But I was like, oh, that's really cool, and she let me have it. So, yeah, that's my 10-day post-op video. Things are good. And I'll make another video, I don't know, probably after I see my doctor on December 3rd. Bye!